Hi everyone and welcome back to part 2. In this video we're going to take a look at some of the more advanced features in the email editor, as well as a few time-saving tips that will help you create professional looking emails even quicker. So let's start with the templates. Instead of building your emails from scratch each time, you can pick from one of our pre-made templates. These are fully customizable, so you can adjust the colours, layout and text to match your brand, but they give you a really good starting point and do save time if you are trying to create emails in a rush. So I'm just going to start by selecting an email template from within the system. I can now check what the view looks like on both desktop and mobile. Once I'm happy, I can select continue and it will update into the editor. So as you can see, I've got a full viewing of how that email looks. It is a little bit long for me at the moment, so I am going to go ahead and rather than deleting sections one by one, I can select to delete the entire block. So I'm just going to shorten this slightly just to give you an idea of how it would look as a normal email. And once I have done that, I now want to amend a few different sections. So as you can tell, the branding isn't quite on brand with how FLG normally runs, so I am going to start by changing the logo. All I need to do is select the icon, select the button for replace and upload in my FLG logo that I would like to use within the system. So I'm going to go ahead with this one and I'm going to reduce the image size on the right hand side just slightly to make it a little bit smaller. You'll also have options to change the alignment as well as make it fluid on mobile as well. You'll also have the different options for the border ratios and the image margins if needed, but I do want to add a link on here to make sure that it goes directly to our FLG website. So I'm just going to select the image link in here, type in getflg.com, and now if anybody selects that image, it will automatically divert them to the website. Now that this has been created, I also want to amend the different areas around the social channels and make sure that they're all linked in place. So now you will have options to choose from pre-made icons that are already within the system, whether that is certain ones, but I'm going to specifically go with the colour for now. You can adjust the size if needed, as well as the padding, and also change the different icon setup. So I don't want the Instagram page to show, so I am going to hide that, but I do want the LinkedIn and also our YouTube channel to be on there. So it's just a case of going in and selecting the view or hide button, and then once that's complete and I'm happy with it, I can now go into the different drop downs and paste in the URL. So as long as you've got your social platforms URLs, you can obviously include a link to them, so if anybody does click, it will divert them to that section. Moving on to the buttons within FLG, I do want the buttons to be slightly different and I do also want them to link somewhere. So what I'm going to do is start by going into the structure and I'm going to change the background colour. I'm going to select my picker tool and take the purple from the logo, and as you can see, that has now updated the background to the purple, and I can now go in and see the different buttons. From here I can change the different text, whether how big I want that text to be, and also whether I want it to be bold or underlined, but I do now want to add a link in here. So I'm just going to change this one to website, and I can now add the link in. Instead of Google, I'm going to put the getflg.com. Now that that's been added, if anybody does click on the website, then I can obviously include that. Again, I'm going to do the same for this one, and I'm going to do the pricing. And again, changing the link to getflg.com/pricing. So now if anybody does click on the website, it will take them to our main website page and the pricing page where needed. So they can just be amended as and when, by adding the links in, and also if you wanted to change the text colours or any other areas as well. Again, I want to make sure that I stack the columns on mobile so that they are all fluid and they do work nicely. It just means that they will be on top of each other rather than side by side. You can also change the width if needed, but I am going to keep it short for now so it does align in order. Now that I'm happy with all of the stuff that I have put in place, I do now want to change the actual background of the image. So I'm going to scroll up to the top and navigate to the settings, and here you'll have all of the options throughout the actual email template. So rather than going in and amending each individual button or each individual header, this is the main settings that will amend them all for you. So I'm just going to start by going to the email background, picking the pre-made purple that we created before, and I'm going to do the exact same thing for some of the headers and buttons as well. So for the buttons, I'm going to go with a slightly lighter purple, just with it showing a little bit of contrast. So I'm just going to select and navigate here. I'm happy with how that looks. You can change things like the hyperlinks as well as the different headings. So again, I'm going to change the headings to the purple and do that throughout. So this will make sure that all of the headings that are in place are all the same colour and all of the email is consistent throughout. So now that's been created, you can see I've not had to go into each header, I've not had to go into each individual button. They have all updated automatically just off me updating on the right hand side. You can do the same with the hyperlinks if needed, so if you are highlighting anything it will be in a specific colour as well as changing the different fonts in bulk and the different sizes in bulk as well. So everything here has now been updated. I'm happy with how this looks at the moment. You can go in and replace images the same as we did before throughout. But within the system, once this has all been complete and I'm happy with the content, I am going to amend and add some template variables in. So I am just going to start by going into the text box, creating a space and selecting at the top. I'm just going to put hi here, and then I'm going to add the merge tag in that creates the lead first name. So previously you would have known this as template variables, but now it is under merge tags. You just need to go and select the lead data, whether it is user data, etc. Scroll down until you find it, and I'm just going to select first name. So now when this email goes out, it's going to automatically say the first name that is on the lead record. The same if you were to do the user signatures, it would automatically pull them through as well. So that is pretty much everything in regards to the properties and all of the editing options. There is obviously different options if you did want to amend things like the colours of this background. So say for example changing that again to the purple. You can obviously amend some of the image properties as well, even if I wanted to maybe reduce the size, and also making sure that they're all fluid on the mobile as well. As you probably would have seen in the last email, you need to ensure that all of the settings for the mobile are switched on, just to make sure that it does look seamless. That is something that I forgot to do on the previous email that went out, which is why obviously it looks slightly different. So please ensure that these settings are always set correctly, and also if you do want to hide something on the mobile that you think is just going to look better on a desktop, you do have the options there as well. So that is pretty much it. It's a quick run through of the advanced features and the time saving tips in the email editor. Using the template, save tools and mobile friendly settings will help you work smarter and make your emails look the best on any device. Make sure that you do have a play around with the settings and amending them in bulk rather than going into each individual email, as well as having a play around with the different icons and social platforms as well. So in the next video, we're going to cover how we send the emails manually. If you do have any questions, feel free to reach out to us on our support email. But yeah, thanks for watching, and we look forward to seeing you on the next video.